Hi, welcome to this episode on how we do things in Avenser. Today we're going to look at how we work with alarms.
This is what you see when you log on to the Avenser. This is called the dashboard. On top, you have the top tabs. You also have the donut graph, which shows you the alarms that are actively present, and it also shows you which ones are high and which ones are medium alarms. It also shows you the number of stations you have in your system. You can also see how many alarms you have had the last 7 days, or if you want to have 14 days or 30 days, you decide. This is an indication how good or bad your system is. Down to your left, you have the latest alarms for the stations that you are responsible for. If you want to look at your alarms in your own list, you press Alarms. Then you get the active alarms in a list. You can search for whatever station you have, and you also can filter it. And I will explain these two in a bit. If you want to search a station, you just type it in, and if that station has an alarm, it will appear. If you want to look at that particular alarm, you press it like this. Now we will enter that specific station and that controller. You can see it because now on the left hand side you have the station buttons. And it has changed to the station tab. If you press the alarm to the left, you will come to the station alarm page. When pressing on the alarm, you will get all the active alarm on the station directly. And depending on how many they are, they will just list below like this. If you want to look at each individual alarm, you press it once and then you have it. And if you go back to the alarms, you can click here, or you can click here. That's the same. As you see to the right, we have a few options here. One of them is the filter function. If you press it, you can actually filter the alarms that has been on this station. You can have them active, ceased, high, medium and low, acknowledged and not acknowledged alarms. So if you want to see all the ceased alarm for this station, you press ceased. You will have active and ceased. So if you only want to have ceased, you press active. And now you only have ceased alarm for this particular station. If you want to filter on a specific day, you first press the filter function, as we have here, and then you press the calendar. Because when you click it, this pops up, and you will have to choose your start date and your stop date. And then it will filter on that. If you want to go back to normal, you press it again and you press reset. You have to use start date first and then end date. You also have a function called alarm settings. If you click it, this will pop up for you. Here you can search all the alarms that are connected to this specific device. In this case, it is an FGC 313, and it only has these alarms. Not many, but a few. And if you want to search them, you can type it in. I'm going to play with the high-level float. So you press on high-level float, and you get the standard settings for the high-level float. Now, there are 4 different settings you can make on this high-level float. The first one is the priority. So if you press it, you can choose high, medium, low, and off. High priority and medium priority are alarms that will always be sent out to the call list if you have one. Low will only end up in the list to your left. If you put it on off, it will not be picked up as an alarm whatsoever. So in this case, I want to have a high. If you move the mouse over the line, you will have a text that explains how this works. The alarm activation delay works like this. This is a time on how long the alarm must be active in the station before we will send it up to the Avenser. Normally it's 0, so as soon as it happens, it will be sent in. If you want to have a delay, you can put 3 seconds on it. Then we have the notification delay. Here as well, if you move it over, you will have some text that explains exactly how it works. In this case I know that this station has 3 to 4 overflows a day, and it normally handles itself within 4 minutes. So if I put 5 minutes here, it means that if I get a high level float alarm from this station, I know that the overflow has been there for over 5 minutes and I need to attend to it. If it's below 5 minutes, it will not be sent out at all. And the last one is the alarm activation delay. Here you also have a text on how this works. In this case, it is like this. When the alarm is no longer active in the station, we will wait 20 seconds before we send in the cease alarm. If you're satisfied with your settings, you press update. And now this particular alarm is customized just for you. The last one here is the download. You can actually download all your alarms to a Excel file or a CSV file. So you press it, you choose what format you want, and we will be sending it down to your computer. You see download initiated, the file is being sent down, and we're done. There is one more way to access your alarms if you want to. You can always go to your dashboard and then you go on the maps. Here you see a few stations and the one that we have been looking at. I have a high alert, so if I click it, I will get a little bit more information on it. And if I want to go into that particular station, I always also click. Then you come to the overview on that station, and you also have the alarms listed here. And if I click alarms, we are back where we have been most of the film. That was the last tip. Thank you for watching.